Hey guys, it's Miss Hale here. I just wanted to do an instructional video on decimal multiplication. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Decimal multiplication. We're going to be doing a 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem. So the problem that we're going to be working on today is going to be 452 thousandths times 3 6/10. Okay, now we know in order to multiply numbers that we cannot leave them in this horizontal problem. We have to set them up vertically. So we are going to use the standard algorithm to solve this problem. If you would prefer to use your other strategy, that's fine. The important part is going to be at the end. So after you get your math, paying attention to how to put that decimal back into your problem, because the first thing that we're going to do, step number 1 that Ms. Hill has taught you to do, is to ignore the decimal. Okay? So I ask in class all the time whenever we're working on decimal multiplication problems and also decimal division, when we add a decimal into our number, what changes with the math? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Nothing changes with the way that you do your math. It just changes the place value of your digits once you have your answer. So we're going to take the problem and we're going to set it up how we normally would solve, but without the decimal in the problem. So we have 452 times 36. This is our 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem that we should be able to do in 5th grade. So just to review, we do have a little chant in class that we use in order to multiply and to remember the steps. So just to review those, if you're standing in, remember we get up on our feet and we stand in the ones place where the 6 is, okay? And we go up and over and over and slide. Now we're slid into the tens place. We drop the 0, over and up and over and add. So we're going to go through that process. So first we go from the 6 up to the 2. So 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1 over the next digit that we're going to be multiplying. Okay, so then we have 6 times 5, which is 30, plus 1, which is 31. Carry the 3 over the 4. 6 times 4, which is 24, plus 3 is 27. And all of those digits need to go on that first line because those are all for this 6. Now we're done with the 6. We've slid over to the 3. Now we have to remember to drop that 0. Okay? So now we're not multiplying times the power of the ones place. We're now multiplying times the power of the tens place. So now we're going to go 3 times 2, which is over, okay? 3 times 2, which is 6. And remember, these digits go away because they're for the first number we did. So then 3 times 5, which is 15. So we're going to write the 5 down here. And then we're going to carry the 1 over the next digit that we're going to be multiplying, which is the 4. 3 times 4, which is 12, plus the 1, which is 13. So to review our steps, in our chant, we went up and over and slide, drop the 0, over and up and over, and now we're at add. Now, remember the addition rules for this is now a new problem. We're now putting these two numbers together and the addition rules apply. So 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12, so we have to write the 2 here, and then carry the 1 over the next numbers we're going to be adding. So we have 3 plus 2, which is 5, plus 1, which is 6. And then we just bring down that 1 because there's nothing over it to add to it. Okay, so now here's where we go to step number 2, which is to go back to the original problem and count the decimal place values. This is important because it helps us to determine where the answer goes in, or where the decimal goes in our answer. Okay, so we're going to go back to the problem that we originally had, which is 452 thousandths times 3 6/10. And we're going to count the place values. We're going to start to the furthest part of the number to the right, and we're going to swoop over till we get to that decimal. Every time we swoop, we should end up in between two numbers, and we should have one number in between our swoop, or in our swoop. So here we go. 1, swoop 2, and swoop 3. So here we have 3 decimal place values. So on this next number, we're going to swoop over to the decimal, and we only swoop one time. See, we have a number inside of our swoop, and we landed in between the number on that decimal right there. So we have 1 decimal place value here. Now we're going to put those decimal place values together because we need to know the total. So we have 3 plus 1, which is 4. I circle them just to keep them separate from my problem so that I don't get confused. So now, step number 3. Whoops, sorry. I was going to write step. Number 3. We're going to go back to the problem. So 452 thousandths times 3 6/10. Just write the answer that we already had here underneath there. These are the exact steps that I taught you in class. And we're going to start here because all whole numbers have a decimal to the far right of them. Just like if this was money, we could add a decimal and 2 zeros to show that it's money. So we'll start here where the imaginary or the just invisible decimal is, and we're going to be moving to the left 4 place values. So we're going to start here and we're going to swoop again. And we're going to swoop 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time I swoop, I end up between a number and I have a number inside my swoop. Okay, so my product for this problem equals 1 and 6,272 10,000ths. And that is how we do our decimal multiplication. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to double check this answer with our calculator just to make sure that Miss Hale is not crazy. She might know what she's talking about. And there we are. We got the same answer that we got here. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.